My goal in this video is to explain the concept of one good trade, which I learned while studying S&B Capital, a 9-figure prop firm. The founder, Mike Bellafiore, wrote in his book that he took a lesson from a basketball coach who tells his players to focus on one good play, and regardless of how that one good play turns out, he will urge them to move on to the next one good play. We do the same for trading. We try to focus on one good trade, and regardless of how that one good trade turns out, we just move on to the next one good trade. This approach, I have adopted it, and it has helped me become relatively successful. It is necessary to trade a series of trades in order to see the profit potential of our edge, but we must also focus on one good trade at a time. The trades cannot be connected during the series, right? Normally we connect them. We connect one loss and we hesitate on the next trade, but we must trade each trade individually to not get disheartened by the results of one or another trades, right? One trade in the series should not break us, right? So when you sit down at your desk in the morning before the market opens, one good trade from the playbook every single day. You're looking for one A setup at a time. That's all. When you don't see confirmations for your A setup, you do nothing. But when you see one to trade, you give it your best. You give it your all, and you try to maximize that trade, right? So a professional also doesn't sleep after one good trade. It is common for us to confuse looking for more good trades with over trading because sometimes we force trades, right? But we are only over trading if we're taking trades that are forced. It doesn't matter how many times you see the trades from your playbook during the day, you can take them, right? If you make a loss, keep going. If a trade fails and you see another one good trade, you can't hesitate because because each trade is its own one good trade, right? So in order to maximize your playbook, you have to do this. You'll maximize your system by doing this. Sometimes I had 3 or 4 one good trades in the same day. And if I would have walked away after one, then I wouldn't have maximized my profits, right? So sometimes when we're thinking about profits, or if we're thinking about potential losses, then we won't trade the A setup when we see it, right? This is not how the pros do it. If you lose, move on to another good trade. If you win, move on to the next good trade. No matter where you are in profit, you must shoot unless you've hit your max daily loss. So this is how the pros have big months, right? You don't have to over leverage to have big months. In order to have the big months, you trade your A setups consistently throughout the month, every time it appears. So please read the book if you haven't. I'm not able to put all of the information into this one course, but I've talked about the important concepts, right? So read the book if you can. Last but not least, one good trade helps you focus on the process, right? So here's an interview with Shane Battier talking about guarding Kobe Bryant. Let's see how this relates to trading and process.
I knew that if I had any chance of staying with this guy, I would have to play my best game. I had to be so mentally sharp. I couldn't make any mistakes. And even then, I still got torched. but he was an amazing problem to try to solve through data. And the funny story about the hand in the face, and Kobe, even in Mamba mentality, says, that didn't work. I had so much muscle memory. I saw right through it. The reason why I did that was not to make him miss. That wasn't my aim, which he thought it was. It was to try to get him to prove that method didn't work. And by trying to prove that method didn't work, the only way he could do that is take his worst shot, the long dribble jumper. That's all I cared about. Whether he made it or missed the shot, I didn't care. But I knew he was doing the thing that was most beneficial for me and the most harmful for his efficiency by taking that shot. So that was the game within the game within the game within the game that Kobe and I played with each other. And it was the ultimate chess match. And
so Battier discusses how he had to guard Kobe Bryant and force him to make a shot that he misses 80% of the time. Most people cannot stop Kobe Bryant from scoring, right? Because he was one of the greatest players of all time. You can place him, they can push him into places on the floor where he is more likely to miss, right? So the task of Shane Battier was not to stop Kobe Bryant, but rather to follow a process that will force him into a situation where he is more likely to miss. It's the same with the market. We cannot force or move the price significantly because the market is too big, but we still have to shoot, right? So when it comes to trading with the institutions, we have to take chances when we have a higher probability of making money, right? So we follow the process and we don't worry about the outcome, like Shane Battier. In Shane Battier's case, he didn't worry about whether Kobe Bryant made it or not. The coach didn't worry about whether Kobe Bryant made it or not. They knew they couldn't stop him, but he just followed the process and that was his duty. So for us, it's the same. We need to position ourselves repeatedly to trade with the institutions and to take the best setups, and there's nothing else that we can do besides that, right? So in the next video, we will talk about what's inside of the playbook. A trader is not perfect if they win every setup. They are perfect if they trade all of their trades that appear in their playbook that have edge whenever they appear. So let's get right to it. We'll talk about what's inside of a playbook, the things that you'll need to have so that by the end of this module, you can be working on building that playbook. So when we get to the next module, the powerful pro habits, you have your playbook ready in order for us to master, in order for us to become intimate with it, in order for us to become proficient with the plays in it. You have that ready for the next module. Please leave your comments and questions below. See you in the next video.